Thanks for stopping by. I'm Jenny Lamb with Lamb Farm Designs. And for those of you that don't know, I am a quilt pattern designer and I design fabric for Marcus Fabrics. And my fabric has a little bit of a whimsy feel. It's not modern by any means, but it's not their standard reproduction. It's somewhere in between with really saturated colors. So I wanted to stop in here today. I'm a little late to the party and talk to you about goals for the coming year and see what you do. Do you write goals? Do you have them in your mind? Do you make New Year's resolutions? Do you do quilting goals? Do you do life goals? And I'm going to tell you what I do. So I've already thought about mine. And I do goals for all the parts of my life. And I always am heavy on my goals because I don't want to not have anything to do. What if I finished them all in a year and then I would just be sitting around waiting for January so I could come up with new goals? No. Anyway, so I like to set quilting goals, business goals, and personal goals. So I'm not going to go into the non-quilting goals too much. I do want to say that every year I pick a word. And this year my word is balance, and I'll be referencing that through this talk because I don't have any balance. I don't really want any balance. Mr. Lamb Farm wants balance, he says, but he really doesn't because he just wants to do what he wants to do, just like I want to do what I want to do, right? So we did sit down and make a calendar for the year of house projects that need to get done. And we were very thoughtful about it, like the weather, things like that, so that we can chunk up some things that need to be done around here. And that's where balance comes in for me because I have a full-time job and then I run Lamb Farm Designs. And so I work a lot, which I love, but it's not fair to put all the house chores on Mr. Lamb Farm. We live on almost 3.5 acres and he does most of the maintenance outside. So I need to be able to schedule time, take time, and help him like one Saturday a month or one weekend a month to do some of the projects around the house. We live in a 100-year-old farmhouse, so there's more projects than we'll ever get done probably in our lifetime. So that's one of my personal goals. Another one of my personal goals this year is to, again, balance, spend more time with Mr. Lamb Farm. So our plan is to go out to dinner a couple times a month and try to get away for at least a weekend a couple times a year. And I know we're going to get away in November because it's his big 65th birthday. I'm not that old. Don't think I'm that old. He's older than me. But anyway, we're going to go to the beach because we live in the Pacific Northwest. The beach is only about an hour and a half from our house, and it's a great place for us to go and refill our cup. We really love the beach. It's a great place to take our dogs. And so those are a couple of my personal goals. And then this goal is kind of quilty and personal. So on Tuesday nights, I go to a sit and stitch group, and we don't bring machines. We do handwork there. And there's about 10 or 12 of us. It's a pretty good sized group. And I really, really enjoy it. So I want to make that a priority for me this year. But in order for it to be a priority, I needed to have something to hand stitch on the regular basis. Right now I bind or do some small wool applique projects. So I want to show you one of them. And this is a kind of a double goal because I'm going to use it for my sit and stitch project, but then I'm going to show you what it is, and it's a goal for me to work on it this year. So here it is. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Simple Sampler by Kim Deal. It is pretty simple, but it's not fast at all. So over the course, this book is copyrighted 2020, and I'm guessing that that's when I started it. So a friend of mine and I did. So I've got all my wool applique squares done, and I won't bore you with all of them, but there are 12 of them. I'll show you a couple. Aren't those pretty? So all the stitching's done. The stems are all fabric, and I appliqued those down, and all the wool applique is stitched. And there's alternate blocks that are all pieced. So I have that part done. But there are pieced borders, 4 of them. And the stems need to be appliqued down, and there again, fabric, and then all the wool applique needs done. So I prepped this. It took me a weekend, like 3 days of a weekend, and I got this prepped. I think I did it New Year's weekend, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I have this prepped, so this will be my Tuesday night sit and stitch project until it's done, and I'll interrupt it when I have quilts to bind, or I have a new wool block of the month that's gonna start in June. So pretty soon I'll be stitching on those a lot. But I've got this for my backup, so I've got something to do every Tuesday night. So I enjoy it so much. I really want to make that a priority to go as often as I can. Last year I was kind of hit or miss. It fills my cup. Those ladies are wonderful. It's a little bit of a drive for me, but it's so worth it. So anyway, that's one of my quilty goals. This is another one. So you see this quilt behind me, and this is the 22-23 Fig Tree Christmas Mystery. I got that stitched up in January. I hadn't even started it before January. I just waited. I knew I was going to get to it, but I don't have very many UFOs. Like I maybe have 2 more besides the Kim Deal one. I like to stitch what I get. I'm not a stasher. That it just weighs me down. So anyway, I got this stitched up. I have a lot of quilts because of Lamb Farm Designs, so I'm not going to need this in my collection. So my daughter likes it. I'm going to get it quilted up. I've got a few things to quilt on the long arm. I'm going to get it quilted up, then I'll take it on a Tuesday and bind it, and then I'll gift it to my daughter, and it'll look great in her house over the holidays. So those are my UFOs. Now I have business goals for Lamb Farm Designs, like writing new patterns, producing new fabric lines. But I want to kind of combine my goals with my word. And again, my word this year is balance. It's really tough for me. Last year, my word was intentional, and that was a great word. I think I got more intentional about how I spent my time. So I like that, and it doesn't seem so heavy to do a word. But I'm not a New Year's resolution type thing. To me, like, I mean, they're kind of the same thing. But to me, like, a New Year's resolution would be lose 50 pounds or walk down my driveway. My driveway's long, so it's just a little bit of a walk. But I don't know. Those don't feel like goals to me, and I really want to set firm goals. So I write them down. I reevaluate at the end of the year. And I'd really just like you to tell me what you do. Do you think goals are a good thing? Do you set New Year's resolutions? Do you think it's all garbage? You're not having anything to do with it? You can even comment if you have a lot of UFOs or works in progress. I just don't. And most of them are most of the quilts I make are for my business. So I can't be sitting on those for 2 or 3 years till I get them done. But anyway, I just wanted to stop in and see what your take is on it. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll try to do this more regular, and I'll also be sprinkling in some tutorials. But anyway, it's a good day to have a good day. Thanks, everybody. going to make the next step this year.
Okay.
YouTube. I'm doing a Pillow of the Month club next year.
Have you gotten any feedback on your boxes?
People liked them.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.